Hi, everybody. I'm checking in from Pennsylvania, and I just wanted to let everybody know we survived the blizzard Stella, over 3 feet of snow here. And this is my first day out able to walk because there's a snowmobile path through here that I'm able to walk on. So I'm bundled up and I'm out, and I saw some deer and I'm heading out. I'm listening to a podcast. It's actually on Vikings and like the year 800 and the different settlements and the English and the Viking podcasts. And it's fun, interesting stuff to listen to as you walk along. But wanted to address a couple of really good videos that I've seen this week that got me thinking. One of them, Jazz, I really liked the video that you did having to do with the society today that's so-called, quote, civilized, compared to the societies way back when, before all this technology came to be, before electricity, before trains, before cars, the way people were able to learn the skills from their parents and live off the land and be an adult by the age of 16, 18, and go off on their own when they find a partner and start a life for themselves and build their own structures and catch their own food and perpetuate the species way back before civilization came along. And I have a Nat Geo magazine at home that I want to touch on when I get back and look at. There's a couple of indigenous tribes that are still left in the rainforest, and they haven't been touched so far by civilization. But there's oil in their land. So, of course, what are they doing? They're putting roads through their land, and they're trying to take away the land from these tribes. And they've got them in this little piece of land, and they're slowly chopping away at their trees and their way of life. But, when you think about it, if things were to fall apart with civilization, the people that would survive would be the indigenous people that have never known so-called civilization, the people who haven't worked with electricity and cars and machinery. These people would be the ones that would pick up society again and keep it going, while most of us people who live in today's society would slowly die off unless they were really self-sufficient and can heat themselves and hunt for themselves. And speaking of hunting, let me touch on a couple other things. A lot of people put out these videos about veganism. And you all know I am definitely not a vegan or a vegetarian. But I'm confused over the fact that I understand when people say why they want to be a vegan, because they don't want to harm, they don't want to kill anything, and they don't want to harm anything. They want to just eat plants, and they say they feel healthier. But there's a point that I want to make, and I may have made it before when I did my hunting video. When societies, way back when, tried to settle a land, such as this one here in the north, in the cold, you could not be a vegan hundreds of years ago, whether you wanted to or not. This is a relatively new thing, only because due to civilization, you can go to the store and you can buy whatever it is you all eat, the nuts and berries and fruits and stuff. You can buy that no matter where you live. So you can make that decision to become a vegan. However, hundreds of years ago, if you're a group of people trying to settle a land like this that doesn't have a very long growing season, if you didn't eat a rabbit and you didn't eat a deer and you didn't eat a bird, you would not survive, and your little society of people, your group, would never have survived. So, you have to realize that eating meat, you can't say, to me, this is just my opinion here, my opinion, I don't think that being a vegan is a natural state of being. It may be a choice that people want to make now due to the fact that their conscience doesn't want them to eat bred animals that are kept in abhorrible conditions. But if it wasn't for meat eaters, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have the population we have today, because there's no way in hell that you're going to settle a land such as this and eat potatoes and beans and tomatoes and be able to have your group survive. And as I watch the tracks, I see the deer and I see the coyote prints. Whoever made this realm that we live in, that we are in right now, made it a prey predator way of being. We have the coyotes out here that are catching rabbits, right? We have deer that eat grass. But then the coyotes will go and kill and eat one of their babies in the spring. And if you ever heard that, if you ever heard a coyote group actually catch something and the scream they let out, it's just something you'll never forget. It's the most wild sound, eerie. I happen to like the sound of a coyote pack, but that's just me. But it's just the natural order of things. It's a prey predator world that we live in. And we didn't set it up this way. Whoever made this place we're living in made it so that there are predators and there are prey. And they put human beings on the top of the food chain, so to speak, because we seem to have the most brains and the most intelligence to figure out how to do such things, such as make weapons that the animals can't do. Their weapons are built in. The cougars and the coyotes, they have the jaws, they have the teeth in order to kill and to eat. And I feel human beings were made in that same thing as a predator. And it's only because of the fact that we are to the point where we are in 2017 that you can go to the store and you can buy vegan food. And if that's a lifestyle that a person chooses, I have nothing against that. But personally, I feel that human beings were created to be part of the predator chain if they so choose. Myself, I know I would be very ill if I did not eat meat. I know I would. I know I would. I tend to run too slim, and if I don't eat enough fats and I don't eat meat and I try to just eat vegetable things, I think I would just disappear. If I don't take in enough calories, I start to lose weight very quickly. So, and some of the vegan beliefs about like even fishing for fun, I heard someone say that fishing for fun was bizarre because they didn't understand the thrill of it. Even though you're putting the fish back unharmed, fishing for fun is bizarre. I just find that the whole vegan belief system, to me, is a little rather extreme. Fishing has been around since the beginning of time, whether it's trapping the fish and or netting the fish. And if it wasn't for being able to fish, societies and humankind as a whole species would not be here today. And fishing for fun, it's a fish. It's not a pet cat that you're torturing by hooking its mouth and making it bleed and suffer. It's a cold-blooded fish. If I hook that fish and I put it back and he swims away, maybe that fish learned never to bite a hook again. I don't know. Maybe he learned something from that. But my point is that I just find some of this stuff silly, such as fishing is bad. I even heard one vegan person say horseback riding shouldn't be done because that goes against the horse's will. You are impinging upon the horse's will because you are forcing it to do what you want. That's a wonderful belief system if you want it, but why feel the need to put that on other people and judge them? I'm a horse back rider, I'm a horsewoman. And I know that the horses that I've been on at my aunt's house, she has a horse farm, absolutely love to be ridden. They love going out trail riding. They love opening up into a full gallop. They love their people. So, impinging on the horse's free will, I know lots of horses that just love to be ridden. So my little rant, I don't understand vegans. I don't understand it. I don't think people would have never got to this point in this world if it not been for the ability to hunt, especially in climates such as this, where we don't have coconuts and mangoes and tomatoes growing all year round. The northern climates over in Europe and Sweden, I'm listening now to the podcasts in England and stuff, in the years 800. Do you think they would have survived and got us to this age if they had not hunted? I don't think so. So that's my rant. And it goes back to Jazz saying that the society's civilization has killed our ability to be able to be off on our own and learn from our parents at a young age, because today's children, the way society is set up, they have to live with their parents, and then the parents have to live with their parents. So sometimes you have three generations because the businesses are not there, the work is not there. You can't just go out and get your own food like it used to be and build your own house. You can't do it. So society's got us locked down in their system now. So that's making us more and more dependent upon our parents and our grandparents. And luckily for me, my children all left home by the age of 18 and they never came back. So I was able to, by the time I was 42, all my children were grown, married, and out of the house. And I like it that way. I'm glad I had my children young. I'm glad that they were successful enough to be out of the house and not come back home. Not that I wouldn't let them if something happened to, but I'm just really thankful because I know a lot of people that just can't make it on their own, and it's not their fault. It's the way it is right now with the job situation and the fact that you can't go out into the woods and make a life for yourself. Oh, sorry guys. I just dropped the phone. You know what I was thinking? I think I like being out here so much because there's no Wi-Fi, there's no cell phones, signals flying around, and I just feel so much more connected to the land out here. I wonder if that has something to do with feeling good, the lack of anything but the land itself. It's so refreshing not to have anything near you. I know some people say they actually can feel the Wi-Fi disturbs them, and I think that that could be something, because when I'm out here in the woods, it's so peaceful. I mean, there's nothing around me but just the air and the land, and it just feels great. The more I think about it, I wish I could live closer to the land. I would like to build a shelter, and well, I guess the little house I'm in is as good as I'm going to get. It has all the amenities, and I'm still just walking from my house out here, and I'm very lucky for that. But I just love being outside so much. I just can't stand being in the house. I want to spend the whole day out here. I would want to pack a lunch and just come out here, and I could stay from morning to night, which I'll start doing once the weather breaks. I'll come out here and I'll go fishing, and when the snow melts a little bit that I can walk through the fields, I'll start looking for tracks again. All right. And I really hope I didn't offend anybody with my little thoughts there. I have nothing but respect for people and their different beliefs. I respect people that are vegans. I just don't understand how people could have ever survived if they had not eaten meat to begin with. So I was just thinking about the predator and prey thing. So no offense to anybody out there that chooses that lifestyle, none whatsoever. It was just my thoughts that we are part of a predator-prey world, and we didn't make it that way. The Creator did, and we're just part of it. So hopefully I didn't offend anybody. That's really not my intention. All right, I hope to talk to you all soon, and hope you're all doing well. Bye-bye. Okay, this is how deep. I'm standing by a tree where the wind blew, and the snow. Oh boy. Wow, is it deep? Wow. Oh. Yep.